Hi there everyone, welcome back to my channel, man. Great to be back, guys, with another video on map making in our new favorite game, Farming Simulator 25. So if this is your first time here on my channel, a warm welcome to you. I always have to get all the formalities and welcome everyone, so please do bear with me, guys. Great, man. So yeah, please do remember to like and subscribe, and a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters and supporters on PayPal and all those nice and wonderful things. But anyway, guys, yeah, do remember to like and subscribe and do share my stuff. I do appreciate, man. Great. So in this video, we're going to have a look at how fields are created now in Editor 10 and in Farming Simulator 25. So apart from you plowing fields in the game, unfortunately, you can't really create fields by plowing in the game. It will only always be seen as a temporary field, so you can't put it back into your map as a real field. Yeah, I don't know if it's even possible. You can get the density map ground in, so you'll find it in the editor, but you're still going to have to do the field work. The field work in the editor, guys, that's what we're talking about. Anyways, so without further ado, let's jump into it and have a quick browse here. We're done with that one. I'm busy making a 4x map, so yeah, I'm playing around with the easiest way to do it, and you won't believe how simple and easy it actually is. So yeah, a video on that coming soon, as well as a 4x map for you guys that like to play on a little bit bigger maps. 4x map is massive, guys. It's 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers. When I get to the video, I'll show you guys. Anyway, so don't get excited now, but be excited anyways, and look out for my video as well as the map. It's coming. Anyways, yeah, the map is actually complete. I've just got one or two little errors. I can quickly give you a browse on it, just to toggle your fancy. Tickle you pink, whatever you call it. Anyway, so yeah, 4x map is there. It's ready. It's playable. I've got one or two errors on it that I just need to sort, and it's got to do with the levels, the lime levels, and all that nonsense. So there it is. Yeah, wonderful 4x map, all done and dusted. It's there for the guys to play. Now here in the editor, where you can zoom in with fast and massive speed. Do not let the size of this map fool you. It takes like, I think, about 2 minutes to travel from one end to the other at 120 kilometers an hour, you know, so don't be fooled by the size of it when you look at it like this in the editor. Anyway, nice little bonusy there for the video. Anyway, guys, let's jump into flat map, the normal map. And how it is totally different, how this new field setup is working. In the old ones, we had to paint and pull triangles all over the place. My word, it was a nightmare. And I'm so thankful that they've upgraded that. And I think everyone has been moaning and complaining about the way the field setup worked, you know. So kudos to Giants that sorted it out for us so that we can now paint fields easily. Alright, so first things first. Once again, there's a huge difference between farmland and fields. So do not confuse the two. A lot of guys confuse farmland with fields. Fields are not farmland, and farmland are not fields. I can't say that enough, guys. So don't get confused with it. However, the two work together. You need to have fields on your farmland. So you can't have a field without farmland. You can have farmland without a field. Just to put it like that for you. In other words, you can go buy out, just always think of real life, guys. You can buy a farm with 200 fields on it. There's never just one field on a farm. I mean, it's just ridiculous to have one field on a farm. There'll always be more than one field, you know. Whether it's fields created for animals or whether it's field created for crops. Anyway, so I'm digressing now and taking a lot of time. But it's important stuff to know to get this thing sorted out, you know, and understood correctly. Alright, so fields. Once again, select the main field transform, go into scripts, user scripts, shared scripts, map, and then where is it? Place Farmland fields, field toolkit. So now they have a toolkit here, which makes life so much easier. The only thing I wish they did with this toolkit was made it possible for you to just drop it into your menu system, because you're going to have this thing open and you can't make it smaller. This is the smallest size. I don't know why these buttons have to be this big, you know. There's so much space left. They could have made it much smaller. Anyway, now it's in the way of our what do you call it, of our screen, and it's going to be floating here all the time. Anyway, so now, oh yes, and if you minimize it, for instance, like that, it's going to drop down here. So you can get it out of the way when you want to work, but you're going to work with this a lot, you know, so it has to be open, man. Anyway, so what we've got now is, if you look at your fields folder or your fields transform group, you have field 1 and field 2, which is nice. And now they've got a button here for us to create a new field. So if you click that, you'll see it will create you a field with 4 points on it. So 4 points you can place immediately without further ado. But first of all, just take the field. So in short, you need to know where you want to place your field, first of all. So have an idea of where you want to place your field, and then go and drop your field down there. So I'm going to just create a field now here next to this two, just for the sake of the video, and I'm going to try and make a round field or oval field. All right, like a soccer field or rather a sports field, like that type of thing. So first of all, I'm going to drop the whole field transform, Control B for Bravo, and just drop it here in the center, and you'll see it will show the field name, or whatever you call it there, the field as they call it here, field notes. That's a field note. All right, so now you're going to grab polygon point number 1 and drop that at the place where you want to have. Now the only bother that I can see is you can't see where you are working. It would have been nice if they had it like a spline type of thing, so you can see where you're working, you know. So it's a bit annoying that you can't see that. Unless I'm like mistaken, I don't see a place where you can see the field, you know. You've got adjust field pivots. I have no idea what the field pivot is, but anyway, it's there. Align polygons to terrain. I can imagine what that is. We will do that just for the heck of it. Although I've tried it, it doesn't do anything with the polygons. And I suppose what this thing is doing now is it's creating a perimeter for your field when you place all this little gooders or this little points, and then it creates polygons in that area of the field. So that's the only thing. It's almost like when you click on your terrain, you see all the polygons. There they are. You see, so it's the same thing that it's doing. It's filling that area that you've placed on the inside of that place with polygons. So that's the only thing I can think of sharing with you there on that point. Control B on the next one, and I'm going to drop it there. So you're going to have to work imaginarily here, like that's the only thing that I can see is a miss, you know, is that we can see where this thing is. Control B on point number 4. And I'm going to specifically, I've actually made it square now. I said I'm going to make it polygon. Okay, so let's make this round bit here at the bottom. So we know we were somewhere there when we started off. And then let's go Control and D for duplicate. And you don't have to rename it to point number 5. That's a blessing as well. It is annoying to go and rename. So you can just keep them all point 4. It doesn't matter. Control B on that to drop it down. I'm going to come down here. Control D again. Control B. And now we're going to imaginary follow the line. Control D. Control B. Control D. Control B. Control D. Control B. Just follow that all the way down, and I'm going to minimize this thing now because we actually can't see anymore. Control D, Control B. Oh my word, it's crazy. All right, so once you've done that now, select the field again. Oh, and put your name indicator in the middle, so we'll get to that. Actually, because we've placed it there, the name indicator should already be there. You know, that's why I've said just drop field 3 or the field that you're working with, drop that center transform in the center of your field where you want to work, and then put all your points around it. It doesn't really matter, but it's important to have your field name or the field indicator, the name indicator in the center of your field, or close to or on the field that you are busy working with. Okay, teleport indicator as well. That should all be aligned in the center of the field. So now, select the field once again. Come back to your little thingamabob here. And then you're going to say repaint the selected field. All right, so there you go. Just wait for it. And there it is. Wonderful. All done. The field is created. You can't believe how simple and easy it is. Now, if we've already got a road network laid out and you've got fences built, then this is going to be very easy, because you've got stuff that marks your terrain. So in my case here, it's just a blank map, you know. So if there was roads and tree lines and fencing and all kinds of stuff indicating an area where you can build a field, yeah, this will work perfect, you know. So wonderful, wonderful. And then there's a few things you can do. Repaint the field to farmland. You'll see on this side it's all fields, and this side is selected fields. All right. So if you want to do all fields, just take a note of your thing here at the bottom. If I now say repaint all fields, let's go there. There it is. It repainted all 3 fields. The others was painted already, so it was actually a useless operation to repaint the fields. But for some reason, if you ever wanted to repaint them, the option is there. Then the paint to farmland. Be very careful with this, guys, because if you take now the selected field number 3, and you say repaint field to farmland, and you say selected field, it's going to paint field 3 to farmland 3. It's just how it works. So for the guys that want to put a field on a farmland, it's quite a nice little option, but it only does the field, that little section, so nothing else, which is pretty annoying, because now you're going to have to paint with your little brush farmland all around the sides of the field, you know, which makes it horrible. That's why I always have, when I look at my farmlands, I always have farmland painted as farmland 1, or probably your last farmland, just to cover all the farmlands, you know. So if I now zoom out, you'll see that my whole map is painted farmland 1. You know, I normally do that, farmland 1, paint the whole thing, so I don't miss any pixels. And then from farmland number 2, you can do it. I see in the editor, it's in the game, what they've done now. If you look at your map i3D, have a look now. If I go Control F and I type in farmland to search for that, it's first gonna farmland. Oh, my caps lock is on, but it will still find it. So it's going to first show you your farmland's info layer, which is good, and then it comes here to the farmland, the info layer in the actual farmlands. So now, if you scroll down, they've given you 100 by default, so you can add more, obviously. And then the last one is not buyable. That's 255. So if you want to, you can repaint your whole map with farmland 255 here as the not buyable, you know. But in FS22, if there was a gap between numbers, there used to be errors, but I see now that is probably sorted because of, I don't know why, they probably figured a way around it. But if you had a gap like this one from 100 to 255, even just one, if there's 102 was the next one, it will give you an error that farmland 101 was not painted or whatever, you know, couldn't find the field on farmland 101, stuff like that. Anyway, just a quick bonus there. So very important, you get 100 to start with, and if you want more, I'm going to have to paint in, add more first, and then paint them in the editor. All right, so in this map, 93 IDs is used, as you can see. So they are not used. I've blanked out the rest, but now farmland 2 And I think we have now painted Farmland 3 as well. So we're going to have to enable Farmland 3 here. So what I normally do is I just cut this out, Control X, and dropped it one down to Farmland 4. So there you go. So Farmland 3, the XML tells the game now, oh, there's 3 farmlands that you must load. And then it's going to go jump into the map i3D and see where is Farmland 1, 2, and 3. And it will load it for you into the game as it's here in the map. So there's Farmland 1, Farmland 2, and Farmland 3 you'll see now is just that little, have I painted it to Farmland? No, I haven't. Sorry. I'm talking trash, guys. I have not painted it to Farmland yet. That's why it's not showing. So if you now select your little map tool here, and I say paint to Farmland, that's what I'm saying. Do not do this. Rather paint your farmland manually, and the field will automatically be on the farmland. So that is very important to go. So if I now paint field to farmland, selected field is field 3. Check now what's going to happen. You see, repainted field 3 to farmland ID 3. So if I now go back here and go into my farmlands once again, there you go. Farmland 3 is now painted. You see what I'm saying? It is now showing that farmland to be only on the field. So what I would rather do is grab my farmland number 3. Okay, and I just want to see why is there a different. Oh, that's Farmland 2. I've painted Farmland 2 already with that. That's why it's looking so ugly there. If I go to Farmland 2, there it is. Okay, so I've actually now created this Farmland over Farmland 2, you know. So anyways, we're going to fix that now by painting Farmland 3. So paint Farmland 3 manually, or first just paint everything and do your farmland afterwards. You know, once you've created all your fields and that, come with your brush and do Farmland 3 or all the rest of the farmlands, you know, paint them in. Great, so there you are now. So we have 3 farmlands, we have 3 fields, not the way I like it. I always have more fields than farmland. It's just the way life works, you know. Anyways, there it is. So now you can save your map. That is done and dusted. You have created a new field. And it's as simple as grabbing that little tool, create a new field, and it will drop you field number 4. It names it for you already and give you 4 little, what do you call these things, little nodes, points. And like I said, you don't need to rename them to something. And that's it. If you, there's another thing I can show you quick, scripts, shared script, map, farmland fields, field toolkit. If you want to get rid of those things, you just toggle visibility twice and it will, sorry, let me just get, there we go. I haven't figured out yet, but it looks like you don't need to have your field selected or anything when you work with these things, unless you are specifically say selected field. Then you obviously need to selected field. But like that one now, I haven't had anything selected of the fields, and I said toggle visibility of field notes, and there it is. It shows me all fields. Great, good. So obviously, like FS22, I normally would, after I've done all my fields and farmlands and all the tip collisions and all those things, once I've finished all of that, I would come in here to the scripts and go into map, and I'll go create a ground collision map. All right, so that will create and update all your things with all the buildings and that, and it will create a tip collision map of all the stuff that's on your actual terrain, you know. So very nice function to run that once you're done with all of that. And I can't remember now if we've saved, but anyway, I think we'll just resave, and let's quickly run into the map and see Farmland 3 and Farmland 3 and Field 3. Good stuff. Oh, and I didn't save there. Oh, my word. That is something you must never forget. I'm going to quickly save. I hope I'm not too late. But yeah, you never know. Let's have a look. It's still opening. Yeah, I think I've just caught it in time. Don't ever do that. because you'll get into game and you'll have errors and the things don't work, and then you realize you haven't saved your XML. Oh my word. Anyway, so there it is. Go in there, continue, start. Alright, so let's have a quick browse how the form or the fields look, and I'm going to show you a quick tip. I've done it in the previous video on my flat map release video. I've showed you how to do that, but for those guys who haven't watched, there's a quick tip how to quickly populate your fields with fruit instead of going to paint it in the editor, which takes a lot of time. If you need to paint it in the editor, yes, and this guy is still way up in the air. And there you'll see, there's the Farmland 3. It's showing Farmland 3, so let's go visit it. And I can't remember now. It is Grandpa, so it is our farm, yes. There it is. It's already planted with wheat. And this one, let's just visit this one, is stubble. And this one, I think this one still has the sunflowers on it that I planted previous time. Alright, so quick. There's your fields all working nicely. This is the start map, guys, so there's no PDA on it yet. It's just a start map, so for you to create a map on. Downloadable off my website, obviously. You can grab it there. Alright, so here we go. Let's quickly have a look at that map there, and then what we're going to do is start farm, new farmer. We want to go start from scratch on farmer start map, right? And we're going to go continue and start, and it is very simple, guys. So you just wait for this thing now to start up, and what's going to happen now is once the game is loaded, the NPCs, because you don't own the farm now, so what's going to happen is the NPCs is going to plant for you. You'll see now. I think they've already, like you can immediately see they've already gone for cotton, and that looks like a brownish, maybe barley, and that looks like it could be something else. I can't see there. Anyway, let's visit. Oh, it's still wheat. And this one's probably still barley. Oh, that's still stubble. Alright, so now what we can do now is just forward time a little bit. I just want to see if I own anything. Let me just have a look. Farmland is now here. There's Farmland. Okay. Currently selected. Unowned. I don't have, can't really see, it doesn't show who owns it. It's a possibility that, let's just have a look. Let's just forward time a little bit. It's supposed to get planted and worked, you know, so let's just wait for it to update a little bit. Owned by Walter. There you go. So Grandpa owns it. You can, but now I've done a start from scratch, so I suppose I'm not the owner of this field. So it should actually be worked. I wonder if I can buy it. Let's have a look. If I now select Farmland. Back, pan, zoom map, previous menu, next menu. It looks like I can't buy it. Let's just quickly try this again. Let's just reload. My plan is not working. It normally works. I think I've just selected something wrong there. Let's just go back to there. New farmer. Start from scratch. Start from guided to a no, hard economy, start money. So start from scratch. Alright, so there you go. So we don't want to start from, we just want to start from scratch. Go continue and start. Let's have a look. Let's have a browse. Let's have a browse. So let's try again. Okay, so now we're going to go 8, F8. No, just normal 8. Forward time a little bit. This has got cotton on it now. It had what do you call it on it? So they've planted cotton. But anyway, you can now see we didn't have anything on the fields in the editor. So there's already 3. This one is now already harvested, but there is a crop thing on it, you know, so it's just been harvested. So what we're going to do then is just save. You can now wait for the game to obviously update the crops a little bit. I'm not going to hang around to do that. And then we quit out. Very simple. And then we're going to go to that save game file, which was game 1. So quit out of the game completely. Into save game 1, farming simulator. I need to go to mods, 1 folder back, save game 1, and then grab all the density map files and then all the info layers. You just grab them all like that. Simple and easy. Copy, drop them into your map. Now, I want to just show you first that if we are in our map now, before I paste it in there, you can have a look at the fields. They are not planted at the moment. No crops on them. There you go. You see? Right, so no crops on them. So I'm going to go into data, Control V, and replace all 15 files. There you go. All right. Now, simple and easy. And guys, before you do any of this, before you even start watching the video, make a backup of your map. Very important. I can't stress that more, you know. Make a backup of your map, guys. Yeah, you don't want to lose your work, you know. It drives people nuts if you do work and hours of work and then suddenly, whoop, you make a mistake and you can't reverse or something happens and your map is trash. So there you go. See how easy it is to paint stuff on your fields. That is the quickest and easiest way I know how to do it. And what's nice is all the ground has been sorted out for you. I love this new way of painting fields, except for the one thing. It would have been nice to be able to see what you do. But like I say, if you have infrastructure on your map already, it will be much easier to drop your fields down, you know. But for working when there's nothing on the map like this, I would suggest do your roads first, plan your farms and plan your rivers and mountains and fields. I won't say plan the fields because you can't really plan the fields in this way, but you can plan the infrastructure around it, and then lastly paint your fields and then paint your farmlands. Very last, paint the farmlands. Don't use the farmland paint to field to farmlands option, because that, like I say, will only do, and it will create with the field name, it will create a farmland for it, you know. So yeah, don't do it that way, guys. It creates other problems, you know. Anyways, guys, I hope that was insightful. I hope it helped a little bit and shed some light on how fields are working now. If you don't have a fields transform group, it's very simple. Go into one of the in-game maps, open it up, export the fields transform, this whole thing, export it to your map, or only you actually export the whole fields transform and then delete all the fields except for one and place it like we've done just now. And there you go, Bob's your uncle. So you import that i3D. That when you export from the in-game map, export to your map directory directly into a temp folder and then import into your map. And once you've imported and saved your map, delete that i3D that you exported. You don't need that anymore because it's been absorbed into your map i3D. So then once you've deleted it, it's all gone and the fields are into your map, you know. So that's the way to do it. Great. So guys, hope it's been helpful. A huge thank you. again to my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. Some great content is coming soon. I'm still working on plans and stuff for that, but it is in the pipeline. And big thank you for you guys for sticking around, for the rest of the world for sticking around and watching the video, and for liking and subscribing. I do appreciate that. And do share. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic week. Take care, man. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.